Galatasaray 3, Manchester United 3. Disappointing tie for us. Um, we threw the match away once again. We beat ourselves due to mistakes. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Um, Hope you're doing all right. I mean, I'm kind of not, but it is what it is, and that's what we're here for. We're going to talk about the match. We're going to discuss what happened. We're going to give our opinions and thoughts. Real quick, please like, share, and subscribe on the video, especially with the likes. It really helps. It really helps us. So please, it takes just 30 seconds of your time. Would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Let's get straight into the game, guys. Come on. So I wrote a lot of notes, right? I'm just gonna skim through them and just go through some talking points. So we started off well. 12th minute, we got the goal from Garnacho. Fantastic goal, up a 90 shot. It was good ball movement from the team. Bruno in the cam position again. Makes the play. Garnacho, beautiful finish. I mean, that's what you want to see. That's what you want to see from your players. That's the type of play I want to see. It was quick, one touch, confident. We were decisive. We knew exactly what we wanted to do, and we got a good goal, and it was a good goal. 14th minute, Harry Maguire made a very good block, cleared it off the line, which is good because usually we give up, we score and then we concede 2 minutes later, which would have literally been 2 minutes later, if it wasn't for Harry Maguire. So it was good that he did that, and he was very solid today, very solid. I think he was probably our best defender during the match. I think he played the best out of the back, and he should get a very good score. He was very solid. He did everything right. He was strong. He was confident. He made all the right decisions. He was always there when the ball was there. When they were crossing it in, he was there, putting a head on it, clearing it out, stepping in front of the forwards when they were making a direct pass to one of their forwards, stepping in front, cutting the ball out, cutting the pass out. So he was very good today, and I feel very bad that we didn't get the 3 points and we didn't get the win because we had some players that put out excellent performances, and the team put out, for the most part of the team, they put out a very excellent performance, and they honestly deserve to get the win. Those players, but unfortunately, some players have let us down, and we're obviously going to get into that. And then just 4 minutes later, after the Harry Maguire block, Bruno Fernandes. I mean, what a goal! What a goal! From the captain. He showed a little bit more captaincy today. Um, Played very fantastic. Up to the point that he made the stupid little foul. I mean, there was no reason for that foul. He tracked back like 80 yards. Um, and that's where he has to do a little bit better. I guess he let his frustration get over him, and he conceded the foul, and that was the first goal that we conceded on the free kick. Which I have to say, ONANA today, ONANA, he lost us the 3 points today. Today he was piss poor. I mean, those two free kicks, you cannot. It's unacceptable. Cannot let that happen. And he lost us the game. He lost us the game because if you don't make those two mistakes, Galatasaray scored a very beautiful third goal, and in a football match, it's gonna happen, man. There's gonna be a chance where there's just nothing you can do about it. It's a great play, not really any mistake on the play, right? They just executed their play good, and I mean the guy struck the ball fantastic, and you're not saving that. You're not saving it, and that's why you cannot make mistakes at the magnitude that ONANA made. Very disappointed, especially from the last episode where I gave him so much credit for making all the saves he did. He did absolutely fantastic versus Everton, and today it was like he was half the player he was 3 days ago. I mean, I don't understand it. The guy needs to find some consistency. He's been very poor in the Champions League, which is a shame because last season for Inter Milan, he was one of the best players in the Champions League. He got nominated for player of the year or goalkeeper of the year or whatever it was, based off of his performances last season. And this season, he hasn't been able to replicate it in the Premier League in the Champions League for us, and it's been really disappointing. And he's cost us the 3 points today. He's cost us 3 points because the rest of the team, everybody played with the intensity that I was asking for, with the determination, with the heart, with the passion. Decision making was great. Everybody was basically pretty much on their game today, except for our goalkeeper. And it seems like at this time right now, the team just cannot figure out if everybody's playing well, it's one guy lets us down, and we drop points, we lose the game, we don't win the match. The other way around it goes is one player plays excellent or two players play excellent, the rest of the team are not up to the standards, not up to the level, and we don't win the match. I mean, can we get a match where every single player on the pitch, 11 players, play on top of their game in harmony, in the way that they're supposed to, and get the job done? Because we're struggling to do that right now. Now, I still think Onana, I still think he's a very good goalkeeper. There's a very good goalkeeper in there, but he needs to find the consistency. He cannot be making these sorts of mistakes. It's just not acceptable at the highest level. It's not acceptable for a Manchester United goalkeeper. But he does deserve his to get more time, because we've been through here with other goalkeepers. It takes a year, takes 2 years, you know. So, but it did cost us today. He cost us today. So I will put it on him, because there's just nothing else you can do. Anthony, within 20 minutes, was playing very well, very well. He started the match after being out the last game. The team was playing high intensity, confident, and we were defending well and solid. I mean, we conceded 3 goals, but really, I can't really even blame the defense for any of the goals. I mean, 2 of them were literally Onana's fault. So you take that away, and what they score, 1 fantastic goal, which in a game of football is going to happen. It's hard to get clean sheets. That's why clean sheets are a big deal. And we would have been close to a clean sheet if Onana didn't make those mistakes and let those 2 free kicks go in. I mean, that they were absolutely horrible. It was terrible mistakes, and he needs to figure it out. So 23 minutes in, we had 3 shots, 2 on target, and 2 goals. And this has to do. I wrote that down because this has to do with. I've been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks, we don't have a problem creating chances. We have a problem finishing the chances we create. I've been asking for them. They have to be more clinical. And today, at least in the beginning, we were very clinical because we had 3 shots, 2 were on target, and both were goals. So both the shots that we had on target, we had a 100% conversion rate at that time for shots on target. So I mean, we need to do more of this. This needs to be happening a lot more. I mean, this is now the 2nd game in a row that we've scored 3 goals. So if we can keep that going, this is going to help us get results. This is going to help our performances going forward. We need to keep that up. In the other matches, we were struggling to score, and then we would concede, and then we'd struggle to score even more. So it's important that we're getting the goals, but we still need to figure out these little mistakes that are costing us games, that are costing us goals. We need to nip those in the butt and get that out. And I think the performances will start looking a lot better. 25th minute, Shaw was playing very well. Shaw, I mean, the guy has been out for quite some time. He's come back. This is his 2nd game. He's played the full 90 minutes today. Some people thought, it might take him a little bit to get up to speed, but I mean, it's just the kind of player he is, the way he sees the game, his ability, even if he's not up to 100% fitness, the guy makes such a difference having him on that left side, man. He makes such a difference. He makes such an impact. Even if he's not a fully fit Shaw, he arguably makes more of an impact than any other left back that we have, or any person that can play left back, even if he's not 100% fit. So we've been missing him. I wrote that in all caps. We've been missing him. You're not going to see it because it's going to be backwards, but yeah, we did miss him, and it's very good to get him back. 28 minutes, we conceded that goal, free kick, Onana, mistake, gambled, went the complete wrong way. I mean, you just can't do that. You have to be better. And then after the goal, I wrote game management because it was important that we tried to keep our lead, to keep our heads, to keep playing the way we were playing with the high intensity, with the confidence, being solid defensively because we've seen it too many times where they've collapsed after this has happened, and they did a much better job in the first half, especially after conceding that goal. They did a much better half of just managing the game, still trying to play. We did lose a little bit control of the game. I mean, we are away of home and away from home, and it's a tough atmosphere to play, which is why it was even more of a challenge because we've seen this team crumble under pressure and stuff like that. So it was very important that they did that. They did it well. I have to give them that. They did do it well. 34th minute, Lindelof, bad defending. He got beat. I mean, he got absolutely cooked at that minute. I mean, the Galatasaray player, I don't even know who it was, just went right by him, right into our box. And Maguire actually covered that, and he had some great defending, and he stopped the goal scoring opportunity. Um, and we got to the 35th, 1 minute later. I said we needed to regain control of the match. I already mentioned that. Like, we did lose a little bit of control of the match. Um, and then Galatasaray, one thing was like they were making a lot of they were targeting certain players like Garnacho. They were afraid of him and they were just taking him out. And they were playing a little bit dirty, but the referee wasn't helping us because, I mean, Torreira should have been yellow carded like 7 times. Um, and I felt like our players were getting yellow cards while their players, certain players that should have got yellow cards, weren't getting yellow cards. So it is what it is. But 42 minute, we were moving the ball quick, one time passes, confident, good decision making. It was very good to see. We need to see more of this. That has to be every game. They cannot do what they did in the previous games where they take too long on the ball. They're indecisive in their decisions. They were moving the ball quickly one time. They knew exactly what they were going to do before they got the ball. Um, and we need to see more of that on a consistent basis. They need to be doing this every game, and we won't have these problems, and we'll actually be looking very good. I mean, like we were killing it with passes today. We were moving the ball fantastic. So that's another positive to take away from this game, even though there are a few negatives, and I'm gonna have to get into them soon. Maguire, very good defending, very good positioning, solid. I mean, Maguire, like I already mentioned, I think he was our best center back. Not center back, best defender. I think he was our best defender out of the entire team. I think he has one of the highest scores of the team today. He was very very solid. He did his job correct. He was making good long passes. He just did everything right. He didn't make a mistake. He was reliable. He was solid, and he performed very very well. And he deserves credit again for his performance for sure. And I just wrote in big letters here at the end of the first half, luck on our side so far. I mean, there was some things that happened. Goal disallowed. The offsides was like the smallest offsides, but the luck was on our side, and that's something that I've been saying that we haven't had this season. A lot of things have been going against us. We just haven't, we don't get the little ricochet, the little bounce. The ball falls into one of our players' paths. So in the first half, it was on our side. And then, in the second half, we went in and one of these, yeah, okay. And in the second half, we started the way we kept playing, with the same intensity, the same determination that we had in the first half. And then in the 55th minute, we got a fantastic goal from McTominay. It was a good play from Anthony and Wan-Bissaka. Great finish from McTominay. I mean, that was a nice little combination play, nice little triangle going on there. And it was excellent movement again, excellent passing. They knew exactly what they wanted to do with the ball. They made a decision. They did it quick. They executed it the way fantastic. That's what I expect from these players every match. This is how they should be playing every match. There should be no drop off. They need to do this more often on a consistent basis. It's very important. You can see the difference it makes. We scored three very fantastic goals today. Um, the attacking was very very great. If if the attack can stay doing this, we're gonna win more games. We're gonna get more points, and we're gonna have way better performances. Um, so they need to keep this up. I'm very happy with the attack today. I'm very happy with the way they move the ball. Um, Now in the 57th minute, Mano came on for Amrabat and Martial on for Hoyland. And I'm gonna start with this right away. Mano for Amrabat, fantastic substitution. I think Mano and he came on. I mean, I'm gonna say it again. This kid is special, man. This kid is special. Comes on, kid, hostile environment, team. A lot of pressure in the game, a lot of high intensity. Comes on, and this kid is silky smooth, calm, man. Gets on the ball, and he just knows the kid has vision. The kid has vision. It doesn't matter how old you are, man. Like sometimes they say about experience, but this kid is smart, dude. He sees the game. He has the eyes for the game. He has the brain for the game, bro. And you can tell, like this kid's picking up the ball. He's not rushing. He's very calm, collected on the ball. He spins the defender. He was just doing fantastic stuff. And this kid, as long as he stays fit, and as long as there's no off the field antics, which I don't think there is, he seems like a very grounded kid. Obviously, don't know him personally, but just from seeing him, he looks like a very grounded kid. This kid is going to be a big, big player for us, and I think he's going to be one of the better or best players we've had coming from the youth setup in a very, very long time. Um, I actually think he will be a better or bigger player than Marcus Rashford, because I guess Marcus Rashford is really the last player that came through the youth team and established himself as a first team player and became a big player. So I think Mano will be a bigger player. I think Mano will be a more high regarded player. You could just tell the kid has it in him. He has it all, everything that you need from him. And all we have to do is just build up his raw talent a little bit more, make him more solid, and I think we're gonna be very good in that respect. Now the thing with the Martial sub, for Hoyland, um, I'm assuming Hoyland wasn't fit to play 90 minutes. Um, he was injured. He didn't play against Everton, and but the substitution did hurt us because Martial was just not as impactful. Like I know Hoyland didn't have, I guess, maybe too many shots, but Hoyland was doing, because he's so big and he's so strong and he's actually quick too for his size. He was doing a fantastic job holding up the ball. He was giving the defenders a very hard time. So every time we were trying to break on a counterattack, the ball was going to him. It was very hard to dispossess him. He was doing a very good job holding up the ball and allowing our runners to get up and forward, and it was helping out our attack. And when he came off, Martial just couldn't do that. Martial was not in it today. He was ghosting a lot. He couldn't hold the ball up. Um, he did all right, but we needed more than all right. He needed to match Hoyland or do better than Hoyland, and he did neither. So it just wasn't good enough for this game. And unfortunately, I would have liked Hoyland to play 90 minutes, but I'm pretty sure Ten Hag, because Ten Hag's no dummy. I don't think he's going to take off Hoyland just because he wants to throw in Martial. I think he took him off because he's worrying about Hoyland's fitness, and he doesn't. Obviously, he's looking at the long term. Doesn't want Hoyland to have some type of long term injury. We have a lot of games to play. We need him to be as available as much as possible. He is our best striker. He is our best. Yeah, he's our best striker, and he does do a lot for the attack. And the more he's in there, the more he can get used to the other players around him. They can build more of a chemistry, and hopefully things start clicking in that front, and he starts scoring a lot more goals because he definitely does deserve it. And he's another fantastic kid. I'm excited by these young players that we have. That's it's keep giving me hope for the future. Because Rasmus, yeah, we paid a lot of money for him, but he's 19, and you can tell he's very good already. Mainu, 18, youth player, very good already. Garnacho 19, I think, or 18, whatever he is. Very good already. So yeah, those three kids. Let's add another two or three, and let's get some like prime players in 26, 27, top quality, and let's see what we do with that. 62nd minute, the other Onana goal, mistake. Um, I mean, what the fuck, Onana? What were you doing? You just can't make that mistake. It was horrendous goalkeeping. Horrendous goalkeeping. Two mistakes, two goals. They should have never been. We should have won that game 3-1. We should have won that game. We could have even scored more. And that's where I want to come back in. But I did write no caps if we lose, which we didn't lose. We tied, but it feels like a loss. To me, it is a loss. Not getting the 3 points in that game when we performed the way we did, it's a loss to me. It feels like a loss, and that's how I'm going to take it as a loss, even though we did get a point and we are still technically in it. Obviously, we have to beat Bayern Munich, and we need a little bit of luck on our side, which isn't really coming our way most of the time. But you know, yeah, the loss, the not getting the 3 points is on Onana today, and that's it. I don't care what anybody says. You could dispute me on that. I'm sure there's going to be tons of people that agree. I'm not going to abuse him because it's just not the way that I do things. But you can't fucking do that. You can't do that. It's absolutely horrible. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know what has gone through his head. Um, he's lost focus. He just wasn't. He looked a little bit all over the place, and it kind of surprised me because the way he carries himself, he's a confident guy. He's very outgoing, right? So like, I'm thinking to myself, like, it can't be the atmosphere. It's not like he's rattled by the atmosphere. Because I just don't see a player with that type of attitude and personality being rattled by that atmosphere. But maybe um, he was a little bit, maybe he was too hyped up, so he wasn't like as focused as he maybe should be. Maybe he was getting like too distracted, almost like I don't want to say he has ADHD, but ADHD, like you're always moving around, going, you know what I mean? Like maybe that was his thing. But he's got to do better. It's just unacceptable, and he cost the team. He cost the team 3 points. Um, and to the end of the notes, 70th minute, um, they scored. Galatasaray scored the tying goal on us. Um, you're not stopping that goal. But this is why you can't make big mistakes that lead to goals that would never be a goal. That's what I wrote. And that's why Onana gets the blame. Because, they score that goal, and it's like, what are you going to do? You would love to get a clean sheet, whatever. Doesn't happen. Um, it's hard in football. That's why it matters. But when you make two mistakes like Onana made, that's how you lose the game. That's how you don't get the points you deserve from the game, and you don't get the result that you deserve. Because if you take those two mistakes away, if he saves the ball, and the other one, if he just holds on to the ball, those two goals never go in. They don't score another two goals. Because they didn't. They scored one goal from open play. It was a very nice play, and there's nothing you can do about it. The shot was a fantastic shot. It was a hard shot. I don't think any goalkeeper is going to save that. Much goalkeeper, I mean, you could argue it beat him near post, but listen, man, it was a rocket and it was on target, and that's a very, very hard stop to save. Um, so it is what it is. 77th minute, Garnacho off, Palestri on, and Delo on for Wan-Bissaka. And I wasn't a fan of this. Um, Palestra came on. He did have his he did get involved, but the whole time, man, because we needed the goal, and the whole time that like the play was really going down that side, and I was just thinking to myself like, there was a couple chances he got, opportunities he could have passed. He shot the ball. It was a bad shot. Didn't make the pass. And I was just like, dude, if Garnacho was there, one of those opportunities, he would have scored. He would have made something happen, and we took him off. And I'm not happy that he was taken off, but he did look tired. He did look like he was running out a little bit of the fatigue, like mentally, like he was getting the ball. Um and he was just not completing dribbles. He was not beating the Galatasaray right back. So maybe he was a little bit gassed, and Ten Hag tried to put on another kid, young kid, try and give him his opportunity, try to see if he can prove himself. So I can't really fault him for that, but I would have liked Garnacho to stay on, but I do understand, the sub. But I just wish Garnacho was on that pitch for those last couple chances from the 77 minute on, because I feel like he would have either got us the goal or he would have created the goal, and it would have came. But it is what it is. Um, and Delo for Wan-Bissaka. I mean, I guess Wan-Bissaka is not 100% fit either. He was on the bench, right? For Everton, did not start. He started today, didn't play a full 90 minutes. So I'm assuming this is fitness levels. Delo, he did good going forward, and I guess that's why Ten Hag made the change, because Delo is a lot better going forward than Wan-Bissaka. He was making creations. He did struggle against Zaha. Thankfully, they pulled off Zaha, and Zaha didn't score. I mean, he absolutely cooked Delo twice. So, but yeah, I understand that substitution, because he was trying to get something extra out of the attackers, and we did have a fair amount of chances and good chances to win that game at the end. And that's when in the 80th minute, the last thing I wrote for my notes was, we are getting good chances, we need to be more clinical. And that's the thing. We were clinical in the first half, and our us being clinical fell off in the second half. Fitness levels, mentality, whatever you want to chalk it down to, um, we just couldn't do it at the end to grab the winner. We had very, very good chances at the end. We could have definitely scored one, two, or three more goals if we were clinical. If we were the same clinical as we were in the first half, we could have scored it. I would say 2 goals. 2 goals for sure. We could have scored within the last 10 minutes of the game, and we just weren't. So we have to do better. And yeah, I mean, but it's a very disappointing result. You know, very, very disappointing. And it looks like we are probably going to go out. We still have to host Bayern Munich at our house. They are qualified. I don't expect Bayern Munich to give us a game or lay off us in any way. They are technically our one of our European rivals. Um, they will want to come to Old Trafford and beat us. Bayern Munich is not. They're not going to give us any sympathy. They're not going to give us a pity win. They will come to Old Trafford and they will play their game and they will come to beat us. And the least we can do, for performance wise, is invite Bayern Munich to Old Trafford and beat them. And whatever happens with Galatasaray and Copenhagen, I mean, it was our fault. We could have secured our position more, but we have to do our part. And it's going to be tough. I don't I don't really expect um a W against Bayern, because just the odds, they're very they're way more better than us. They're more consistent, they're more solid together. So I do feel like they have the upper hand, even though we are home. But then again, we are home and we are Manchester United, and this club has been in tougher situations, more difficult times than we are currently, and this is what this club is made out of. When everything looks like it's over for us, when our backs are against the wall, when everybody has counted us out, when everybody um, says we already lost, this great club and the players that have played for it, and the managers that have managed for it, they have found a way in these difficult times to pull together and just do something great. So I'm hoping that when this Bayern Munich match does come, something to that sort of what you would consider is a Manchester United thing, we can pull it off. We can get 3 points against Bayern, and then we need a little bit of luck. You always need a little bit of luck here and there. Every team needs it, but we would need a little bit of luck for a result from Galatasaray and Copenhagen to help us go through. So but I'm super disappointed that we didn't get the 3 points, man, and it hurts more because we played so well and we beat ourselves, man. It's that's what pisses me off more. It's that we beat ourselves. Like Galatasaray, they gave us a match. They played good, but we performed better. We were more clinical, and we beat ourselves. They didn't beat us. We beat ourselves because we made two crap mistakes that I feel like if you play that game 100 times, this is the one time that that would happen, and the other 99 times it wouldn't. You know what? It only counts the one time you play it, right? The other 99 are hypothetical. So it is what it is. This is the reality of the season. It's gonna be grafting season. We're gonna have to grind the entire season. We're gonna have to grind. We're gonna have to fight. We're gonna have to show some adversity, show some determination. This is gonna happen all season. I mean, I hope it doesn't. I hope somewhere along the way they just figure it out. But it's been like this the whole season so far, and I don't see anything changing it for right now. So um player ratings, I guess I'll go through it just off the top of my head. I didn't really write anything down. Onana gets a 3. He made some very good saves. Um, Otherwise, I'd probably give him a 1, because you can't make those mistakes. Um, for the 2 goals, the third goal, nothing you could do about it. Um, Wan Bissaka, um, I give him a 7. One B was solid. Um, did very well against Zaha. You saw that as soon as he came off. He was giving Delo a horrid time, so he kept him pretty quiet. His tackling was great. Um, Maguire for me. I'm gonna have to say Maguire is man of the match contender because he was just so solid and like you know the scoreline says 3-3, but he was culpable for 0 of those goals. And he did everything right. He did everything right. He didn't do anything wrong. He played absolutely fantastic. Um, I would give Lindelof a 6.5. There was some times where he did get beat badly by the forwards. He wasn't really on his positioning, his marking too much. Like Maguire was a level above him on all these things on all these fronts. So, but again, I don't think he was culpable for really any goals. Um, we conceded 2. That's not his fault. They're Onana's fault. So, yeah, 6.5. Luke Shaw I'll give him a 7. Luke Shaw was great. It's good to have him back. Um, he offers so much for us going forward. Um, I think at times you do see the little bit of rustiness, but for the most part, for a guy that's been out for that long and he's only been back for 2 matches, and this was, um, you know, he played as much as he could. I think he did very, very well, and it's good to have him back. So, what else we got? Anthony played very well today. I'm gonna give him a 7. I think he I don't know if he got the assist for one of the goals but he was definitely involved in the goal with McTominay. I don't remember if it's his assist or not, but yeah, I mean Anthony was playing great. He was taking on players. Um, he wasn't really losing the ball. He was making good decisions. He was being confident, and I think overall he had a good game considering when you compare himself to other games where you've seen him just be god awful. He's definitely stepped it up in today's match, and hopefully, we need consistency from all our players. So hopefully, keep those type of performances going, and we'll see a better Anthony, and we'll see better results for the squad for sure. Then who do we got? McTominay. I think McTominay did very good. I think he gets. I'll give him a 7. Because with McTominay, there was moments. Um, in the game where there's a 50-50 ball, and I want him to tackle harder. I don't understand why he's not going into challenges harder. He's kind of very soft on that front. Like there was 2 or 3 times where like they're running to the ball, and he went so soft into the attack and just let the guy take the ball. And I'm like, dude, you're big. You're a big player. You're a big guy. Go into it. Take the ball. Knock him on the floor. Take that shit, and let's go on a counter attack, man. And but he was doing good going forward. Um, he scored a goal, and he did have a couple very good attacking plays. He had that one shot at the end that it was just off target by like this much. He was trying to get the game winner, so I can't really fault him too much. So I'll give him a 7 for the performance. Bruno Fernandez, I give him a 7.5. Um, Probably would have got an 8 if he didn't make the stupid foul. But and Bruno is the workhorse. Bruno, if you watch Bruno, yes, he can be frustrating at times because sometimes he gives the ball away. Sometimes he makes a wrong decision, right? But the guy doesn't stop running. The guy, dude, he literally sprints all over the pitch for 90 minutes. Like I don't know how that guy can breathe. Um, Especially with that, like he never misses a game. He, he plays like every single match. So I just I don't know how he has the lungs for this. I don't know how he like doesn't just pass out. Because I mean the foul he gave up that led to the first goal, he sprinted back like 80 yards. He was at their box, sprinted all the way back, and obviously he committed the stupid little foul, but still, I mean that guy like he runs all game, and then of course he scored like a fantastic goal, dude. Like what that's a captain's goal. That's a Bruno Fernandez goal. That's a goal that we've seen him do before. And we need more from that, but I think he captained. He captained today. He captained the side. Um, I think the team, his teammates responded well to it, but yeah, just two individual errors by one player has let us down. Who else we got? Garnacho. I give him a 7.5. Um, Beginning started off very very good. Scored that fantastic goal. Um, and he was playing well. He did fade a little bit towards the second half, when right before he came off, like he was struggling to beat a player to beat that right back. He wasn't getting past him. But I think overall he did play very very good. Um, he could have got another goal or two. Arguably, he had some very good chances. So another great performance by the kid. It's good to see. I'm happy for him. I'm glad he's getting his starts, and I'm happy that he's putting in these performances. And I'm looking forward to seeing him put in more performances. And then Hoyland, I will give Hoyland a 7. Um, no goal. I think um he wasn't getting too many opportunities in the box. Hold the play was very very excellent. Um, Pressing was excellent. He was fighting. He was running down players, running down the center backs, the defenders on Galatasaray when they're getting the ball. So I think it was very important. He did good, but um, there was times where he needed to be a little bit more involved, and I don't think that's necessarily his fault too much. Our players have to do a better job of getting the ball to him when he's in the key attacking areas and positions. But yeah, I give him a 7. And substitutes Martial. I mean, 5.5. I don't think he impacted the game at all. Palestri, I give him a 6 because he did have a impact. It just wasn't successful impact. So he did at least, he did make some attacks. He did have some shots. So just for the time that they've been on, they can't really go up or too high from a 6 or a 5. So um, Kobe Mainu though, I'm gonna give him a 7. for the time that he was on the pitch, at least a 7. Um, he was again fantastic. I mean, the kid, that kid is he's gonna be one of our best players. You can see he came in there. He looked more calm and more composed and more confident again than some of those senior players on that pitch. And you're talking about a kid that I don't think he's ever played in a Champions League match, um, away from home at a very tough crowd, right? Came in calm, looked like he's been a senior pro for 10 years, professional, very professional. So he definitely gets a 7 for me. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Oh, Delo, I give him a 6. Um, yeah, but that's it. We've gone way over the time. Sorry about that, but thank you guys. I hope you have a good rest of the week. We will see you Saturday or Sunday for the match recap. We are playing. Um, who are we playing? It's escaped my mind. Who are we playing? Newcastle. Oh, we're playing Newcastle away from home. It's going to be a very tough match. Newcastle playing very, very good, even with all their injuries. They tied PSG yesterday. They really should have beat PSG in PSG's home, but they did get robbed. And I think they're going to try and use that injustice against them in the Champions League to use it against us. And they definitely hate us. They definitely want to beat us. Especially because we beat them out for the cup, so they're never gonna forgive us for that one. So every time we play them now, they definitely do want to come and kick our ass. So it's gonna be a very, very tough game. It's an important game. This is a top 4 game. Um, whoever wins is stealing. It's a 6-point game for whoever wins. So it's gonna be a very important game. Hopefully, I think if our players show up the way they did today, minus the Onana mistakes, um, I think we have a very good chance of winning the game if we play like that. Because again, attacking wise, even defending, we were good. The defense was good. Attacking was fantastic. Goalkeeper errors, disaster. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Again, the likes really help, gets us into the algorithm, especially for us, for small channels starting out. Leave your comments down below. Um, opinions, thoughts, whatever. And if there's some good comments there, I'll bring them up on the next show, and we'll talk about them in the beginning. I'll give you guys shout outs whoever puts a comment. So yeah, please do that, and thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of the week. Have a good morning, good afternoon, or good night from wherever you're watching. We'll see you later, and don't worry, we will definitely be bringing you another one.